Captain Titania's boots thumped with a strong, purposeful tempo. As one of the few female pilots in all of Atlantis, she didn't glide like a lazy cloud liner, buoyed by a balloon of super-light gas before the Zephyr's gentle nudge. When flying through the night sky, her lunarcopter required a constant monitoring of attitude and velocity. That was precisely how Titania conducted herself as well. Even in haste, however, Titania moved with the proud, stiff bearing of an officer steeled by experience in the Atlantean air armada. Her coal-black hair, kept primly short to the line of her jaw, bobbed briskly with each step. Protocols and formalities were never neglected in her presence, not even on a routine conveyance of host and passengers, which was why Titania's crew called her Queen of the Sky, at least when they knew she was out of earshot. Oversights and delays were unacceptable among her crew, and that made her current exit from the confines of the ship particularly troubling indeed. Titania found her first officer and chief engineer both hunched beneath one of the ship's forward access towers, which was propped up to reveal a maintenance crawler behind. A pressure gas lamp hissed within the workspace, burning with a haze of cool blue light that mimicked the full moon's bright glow.
Please you, Mr. Oberon,
The captain said.
Explain why my lunarcopter is on the ground instead of dancing the whistling winds and riding gusts of middle summer spring as it should be.
She spoke in the nearly poetic diction of Atlantean high dialect, the standard tongue aboard all working vessels of the Empire, military and merchant alike. But tonight, her formal, well-chosen words were underpinned with a distinct tone of anxiety. A tall man with auburn locks and cheeks browned by the sun crawled from beneath the upraised panel. Rising to his feet, Oberon wiped the grease from his hands and gave the captain a quick salute. Our battery banks are completely drained, Captain, he explained. And since we've nothing but our solar array to provide a supplemental charge, that news is ill met by moonlight.
We should have reached Atlantis with power to spare.
Titania said.
I like not making emergency landings, especially so near a populated place as Athens. What happened to power? Have the mechanicals failed in their task?
The mechanical crew is not to blame, Captain, answered another voice in a spirited, almost merry way from within the cramped work area. You know I'd have kept this Billy Bull in the sky, even if I had nothing but a dandelion seed and 2 dragonfly wings to hold her up. Ow! The statement was punctuated by the sound of the speaker's head colliding with something metallic. Though Titania bristled at the silly exaggeration, she had no qualms about her chief engineer's admirable skill in the complex system of chemical batteries, heating coils, and steam pistons that drove the ship's bank of impellers and stabilizers. Despite his physical challenges, Robin had kept the lunarcopter flying on many occasions when, by all rights, it should have plunged to its destruction.
Then what, say swiftly, has marooned us here?
The captain asked.
We tarry on this foreign soil upon peril of harsh penalty and loss of rank. And the Athenian Myrtles are well known for their troublesome curiosity.
Myrtle is a term from an age of contemptuous discrimination, Captain, Oberon said, with sharpness just short of insubordination. Let us not refer to the people of Athens as merely human, if at all, to mock their want of sophisticated technology. I would not have you use such words before the crew, lest they believe you guilty of an unseemly prejudice. An erroneous belief, I'm sure, Count. His dutiful nod maintained the captain's dignity.
I speak not in patience for violence,
Titania said.
For the protection of primitive peoples, I have gone to no small efforts. So set your heart at rest and disclose our predicament.
With a clank and a whir, the chief engineer's oily face appeared from under the cowl. Unlike the first officer, Robin couldn't lightly scoot himself from the maintenance crawler. He sat in a chair fixed atop a compact spring-work mechanism that turned a powerful rotor blade and lifted the device on a cushion of air. His legs were malformed and immobile. The mechanical chair allowed him freedom of movement. Over open ground, he could match the speed of a galloping horse. Locating the problem isn't the problem, Captain, Robin said in answer to the captain. Here's the roasted crab in the wassail bowl right here. Robin steered his hovering chair toward the captain and held up a harness of charred wire. Crisp in that thunderstorm we passed through this morning, he explained. Shorted out the system, and since then we've been leaking power like a gossip spilling secrets in an alehouse.
We've important passengers who expect to be Atlantis on schedule.
Titania said.
And they've paid richly for that passage. Can this be mended then?
Mending's easy, Robin answered, with a nod toward the ship. I've got our junior mechanical in there now, and a good thing that boy's not grown much bigger than an acorn cup, else we have no one who could wriggle in there to make repair. We'll have those cables replaced before you can say Philomel, Captain. Still, that's only half the fix. Like an empty goblet, the charge of our battery bank must be replenished, Oberon said. We'll need several hours of sunlight before we're able to take to the sky once more. Titania inspected the ruined wire.
My good Mr. Robin, tell me, how much battery power do we need to reach Atlantis?
His hovering chair stabilized itself when he snapped his fingers. Some small charge would do the trick, he said. A bit more than a sneeze and less than a swear, as they say.
No, pretty ribbon.
The captain said.
But we need a solution that's more than moonshine and dewdrops, Robin.
Over the burned wire, she looked at the two men.
Can we use the Newman's-off?
Oberon responded instantly. That barbaric instrument, use of those devices was abandoned years ago.
Abandoned?
Titania noted.
But never outlawed.
Oberon bristled, saying, what the law does not curtail, sheer decency may yet avoid. The Newman-hall was a sort of distillation chamber, but instead of draining liquid or vapor, the device drew upon the psyche, the vital force of the human spirit, converting it to pure energy. The process wasn't legal, but it always exacted a physical toll from its victim. Who would you sacrifice to this life thief? Oberon demanded. One of the men or women of the crew who's given you their allegiance? No ship of war is this, Titania, and regulations forbid requiring any Atlantean subject to undergo torture or ordeal as part of their contracted service. Ignoring his caustic tone, the captain said,
I do not propose to use it on one of our own.
She nodded toward the raised trough, where sounds of repair were coming from within.
But our junior mechanical, as I know, is not born of Atlantean blood. He is an Indian child, whose mother was killed by an unfortunate accident with a trading craft. He was taken in and nurtured as a fosterling in one of our distant colonies. It was from there he was given to us as a young squire to raise as part of our crew.
Does that lower him to the status of a piece of machinery to be dismantled at your command? Oberon asked. Or a beast of burden to be whipped for your conveyance? Because he's not Atlantis born, is he only a Neanderthal?
No,
She answered.
but he is less guarded by the protections of the great Atlantean Charter. And unlike a machine or a beast, any laboring beast, I will see him justly rewarded for this sacrifice. When we return to Atlantis, he will be accorded standing as a true subject of the realm. I will take him as a ward of my family and raise him as I would my own son.
With respect, Captain, thou speakst wrong, Robin interjected, his voice suddenly devoid of its usual cheer. I would not put that boy through the suffering I've known. This is the devil's bargain of old. Titania replied,
It was a bargain that in the time of our fathers gave you that powered, unidirectional, clockwork copter you sit upon. And by its providence, you were granted admittance to the Atlantean Academy and trained as a mechanical. Wanting these advantages, your life might have been spent toiling in the mines of Lemuria, or auctioned at the Illyrian slave market. And such a life is short and savage indeed.
and I would willingly give up my mechanical chair and my education too, and submit to a miner's toil or a slave's servitude, if only to set my feet upon the ground and walk, Robin said. I had not that choice when I was but a baby.
Many families such as yours were raised from poverty by these very terms.
Titania said.
This is no time for debate. Expediency and regulation both lend me their weight.
The captain's tone signaled that further discussion would not be taken lightly.
Robin, fetch the boy.
Robin drew a measured breath, then obediently steered his chair back to the crawler. Lad, he called sharply, finish with that and stand forth. Oberon knew he risked the captain's wrath by pressing on, but his position and rank afforded him liberties that Robin lacked. Quietly, he said, spare the boy, and surely by morning's light we can employ our solar array to gather up the sun's radiant potency. It will not take so long that we will be discovered by the Athenians. There is no need for this dreadful urgency.
There is more need than you know now.
Titania whispered as she checked to see that Robin was still distracted.
I have communication from Atlantis this very night, summoning us to port with all of due haste. For in our capital city, a contagious fog has been sucked up from the sea, which falling on the land afflicts our people with a plague of rheumatic fevers. One of our passengers is an apothecary from one of our oriental colonies, and he bears with him medicines to cure this sickening air before it overbears the city walls. To guard against panic, the crews know not of this. But with every passing hour, the situation worsens. If we delay past morning, we will never arrive in time.
Hearing this, Oberon's face became grim. These are unkind tidings.
Cruel circumstances demand cruel decisions.
The captain concurred.
We must be gone ere sunup, or all Atlantis stands at hazard.
Seeing Oberon's nodded concession, she said,
Tonight the lives of thousands may be saved by the inconvenience of one.
Oberon pondered Titania's statement, then said, "Perhaps there is another recourse. The Neanderthal may draw power from any source which is remarkable in its purity. I know of a resonite, an herbaceous exudant found in these woods like unto a morsel of bright gold. It contains an energy so potent it can be tapped to create a shocking force. Among the people of the East it is sometimes called ambar, though these superstitious Athenians wear it as a charm and name it electronica in honor of their sun god."
I have heard tell of it,
Titania said.
but rare it is and very hard to find.
"Grant me leave to use the aerosonic sensor to discover a cache of this resonite," Oberon said. "We will use the Neanderthal to draw its power and avoid doing harm to this Indian child placed in your trust." Titania thought on Oberon's suggestion as she watched the boy emerge from the battery compartment's narrow crawlway. He stood beside Robin's chair, his simple tunic frayed and mottled with dark stains of rust and grease. His limbs were slender, with the quick growth of youth. She guessed the boy couldn't have seen more than 10 summers, and would grow broad-shouldered and strong in time, if given the opportunity. "You called for me, my lady?" the boy asked shyly.
"Come with me, lad,"
she said, as she guided the boy out of the lamplight and toward the boarding ramp. She looked past her shoulder and added,
"You may use the sensor cow, Mr. Oberon. Mind you, dawn is near. Bring me this extraordinary herbal resonite ere dawn, and we will employ it to give juice to our ship. But, come the sunrise, I will use that Neanderthal to get us to Atlantis, one way or another. Until then, I will not part with this boy."
"You have some goblet," Robin exclaimed in wonder as he watched Titania depart with the boy at her side. "The captain's letting one of the crew set foot in her compartment, and a Neanderthal, no less. I'd venture our young mechanical is in for a night he won't soon forget." Oberon nodded. "We must do our best to get that little changeling boy from her. He may be but a henchman of our crew, and he does not deserve this injury." Wiping his hand once more on the muddy rag tucked through his belt, he said, "Let's to it then. We've much to do. There's no time for idleness."